Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Erica and today's video is the making of the stockings for my 18th century gown. And yes, I am sitting on the floor next to my couch with the gown itself behind me because I am literally sitting here waiting on my two oldest children to get home to make sure that they're home from school safe off the bus. And then I'm going to be putting this whole thing on for the reveal for the video that will have gone up before this one. But this is where we find ourselves. So I figured while I was waiting, I might as well get the quick intro done for this video. This is the making of these stockings. I am pretty excited to show you this. This was a fun project that I worked on. I did all this embroidery while sitting in car line picking kids up from school. So, you know, utilizing time. So I hope you feel free to like, subscribe, and comment. I would love to hear your thoughts on these. And as always, I hope you enjoy and join me for the journey. Okay, I don't know what I have for a video for the stockings, but they are the next part in the costume close-up projects that I'm doing to do the undergarments. I'll probably be working on these in tandem with the hoop petticoat because this requires some hand embroidery, and I'll probably have them both going at the same time. But for the purposes of this video, working on the socks. So I have it patterned out. Now I'm going to be doing mine on linen. I don't know how to knit. I do know how to crochet, but that's completely different. So I've gotten the pattern out, and as you can see the original paper, this was the original pattern, and then, you know, I've added, spliced it here, 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 yeah, right there, to add some here, here, here. So based off of what I have figured out, I think that this should work for me. I might have to cut it down a little bit, but I'd rather cut it too big. So there's that split that goes up there in the pattern. And the book said it was either done like in knitted silk, I believe, but if it was done in linen or cotton, it was cut on the bias. So we have it cut laid on the bias here. And this does not include seam allowance because I will need a seam. It will be a small one for the back, but here we go. So I'll add that on. As far as the design, you know, these were woven into this original sock, but again, I don't have that ability, so I'm just going to hand embroider it on. I got the design from this page and had to significantly reduce its size, and then I will mark that onto the linen and then do that by hand. So I'll be videoing this process. If you hear the cacklings in the other room, my children have just found a new video game and they're having a lot of fun. So anyway, so that's where we are. So the next thing will be to cut this out here. That's the bottom of the sole, and then to work on transferring the embroidery pattern to the sock. And it shows it was on both sides, so I guess that's what I'll do. I don't know. I might just put it on the outside. We'll see. But that's next.
So after I got the design shrunk down on the paper, I used my light board to transfer it to the 4 different spots on the fabric that I needed for the stockings.
Okay, so there's going to be noise. We have Sonic the Hedgehog on the TV currently, so kids are excited. But I have drawn out, traced out all of the patterns. I did do one on each side, and I am going to point out I didn't cut out the socks yet. I just kind of loosely cut around my pattern because linen frays really badly, and I'm going to be working on this by hand for a little while. and I don't want all my edges to fray. So I marked out where with the pattern pinned to this I needed to put these, and then I did put on some iron-on interfacing just on the strips that I traced. Because these are cut on the bias, I was really worried that when I would go to trace it that this would stretch and then that would mess up the design, especially as I'm actually stitching it, because I got it really taut in the hoop and I don't want it to stretch that. So hopefully when I take it out, the interfacing will have kept the design intact as I want it, but it's not going to mess up with the stretch of the stocking, I guess, when it's all done, because it's only right there.
And as I stated earlier, this is me embroidering in Carline, which is why the sun is shining so brightly. And that was kind of fun, propping my camera up to try to get this on video in my car. Once all the embroidery was done, I brought it back over to my sewing table and cut out the actual sock pattern and begin the construction process, which I think I did a pretty good job at showing without having to say too many details. But I sewed the back edge together, right sides together, and then put the straight seam of the bottom sole on, and then sewed the curved seam. Once it was sewed together, I turned it right side out, put them on, and did it for each foot. So you'll see later I embroidered left at the top of the left one so that I would know the difference, because you see I pinned it to fit the curve of my foot, and then I had to take it in a little bit on the long leg of the sock, and then I hemmed the top that you see here with just a turn and turn hem with the machine. I did not finish the inner edges. It's fine. This fabric is cut on the bias, and the entire time it was in the hoops for my embroidering, which was quite a long time, it didn't really fray. So I'm not worried about it. They are not perfect. I do not care. They are good enough. I love them. They're comfortable. They're not going to fall off. And for a project that I wanted to be a somewhat quick project, I'm very pleased with how they turn out.
Well, that is it for the stockings. I'm really excited how they turned out. I used blue embroidery floss. I'm gonna look at the camera. I used blue embroidery floss for it. The original stockings in the book did say specifically that there were blue threads woven in to create that design. So even though I don't have a color picture of those, I know it was blue. I'm assuming it's a darker blue based off of the tint of the black and white images, but I don't know. But I love the color that I chose. I love it. For right now, I'm using those blue ribbons that I have to tie them. However, eventually I would like to make an embroidered ribbon that's a little bit thicker, and I would like to hand embroider that. So that'll be down the road. For right now, the blue ribbons work. I'm really excited. And now for the fun of putting on the dress and the rest of the outfit for the big dress reveal that you will see before you see this one. But I thought it would be fun to include the fact that this is a process. I'm doing this all in one day. You do what you do when you have 5 children and a full-time job. So thanks for joining me. Feel free to like, subscribe, share, and comment. I really have so much fun making these videos. This has been such a fun journey for me, and I really would like to include as many people in that as possible. This is just so much fun. Anyway, I appreciate you joining me for this. I cannot wait for the next big project that I'm about to do. And eventually, I do plan on getting to the outfit in there that is for guys. I want to make that for my husband. There's a lot more embroidery involved in that one, so I don't know how much of that I would end up doing by hand versus by my lovely machine that I have. However, I do want to do it. I want my husband to have a HUD matching, I guess it wouldn't match me, but I want him to have a time period matching outfit. So thanks for joining me. I hope you enjoyed. Bye.